Hi, I'm Ray, and I'm going to be going over the integumentary system. To start out with, we have the erector pili muscle running here, which is made out of smooth muscle fibers. We have blood vessels running throughout the dermal layer. At the top of the dermal layer, we have dermal papillae, which are these little bumps. We have the dermis, the epidermis, and the hypodermis. There are free nerving endings throughout the dermal layer, and then tactile corpuscles, which are superficial in the skin, and lamellated corpuscles, which are deep in the skin. Here is a hair follicle, and in it grows the hair bulb, which then turns into the hair root up here, and the hair shaft coming out of the skin. Attached to the hair follicle is the sebaceous gland, and then over here we have the sweat gland, which produces sweat that travels through the sweat duct up to the top of the skin where it comes out a sweat pore. And then we have thin skin over here and thick skin over here. So now we're going to look at some of the histology of the skin. So we remember our three layers. We have our hypodermis down here, our dermal layer, and our epidermis. And then our hypodermis is primarily made out of adipose tissue and adipocytes. Out here, adipocytes are the cells within adipose tissue. We have a hair follicle over here with the hair bulb and the hair root growing out of it. Our dermal layer is mostly made out of dense, irregular connective tissue, as you can see by the collagen going in every random direction. You can also see here in the dermal layer we've got some simple cuboidal epithelium, which is making up the sweat glands. So got one right here. You can see the little squares making up that cuboidal epithelium. You can see up in the epidermis, it's made out of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. We'll take a quick look at that. Looking here at the image on the left, we have the epidermis, and up here is the keratin layer of the keratinized stratified squamous epithelial cells. This upper layer is also called the stratum corneum, which is the outermost layer of the epidermis. There is the basement membrane on the bottom of the epidermis here, and you can also see the dermal papillae of these little bumps following the dermis. On top of that basement membrane is the stratum basal, which is the deepest layer of the epidermis. This is where the cells originally come out from. Looking here on the image on the right, we have some dense irregular connective tissue, and you can see how it's irregular by the collagen fibers going all of these random different directions. And within the collagen fibers, there are these fibroblasts, which are the cells that make up the connective tissue. And this tissue makes up the dermal layer.